YOLO. Okay. How's everyone doing this evening? Or anyone, if anyone shows up, matter of factly. Not bad. Hello, Kristen. Hello, Valerie. Valerie, are you on a beach? She was on a beach or something. Ship? Cruise? Beach? There's some vacation. I met Valerie at Bowmantown Bike Night this year. Which, by the way, I needed to give another shout out to Joe. I gave him a mention today. At Give a Gobbler, it was new. TV 13 was there, Channel 16 was there, Times News was there, and then just whomever else is there talking to people. And hello, Daniel. Hello, Michelle, Scott, Chad, Patty. Jesus. Utter Michelle. Yeah, so Joe. Jesus, I'm wow. Josh Krebs collected at his shop. He spent a lot of money out of his own pocket to make sure we had tons and tons and tons of stuff, which was fantastic. What's up, Benjamin? The B guy came with his flatbed truck because that helped us move the turkeys from one place to the other without having to unpack them off of the pallets, which was fantastic. And Joe Rodriguez and Bike Night, Bowmantown Bike Night. Shut up, Danny. He dropped off what I picked up. I picked up some, he dropped some off. He bought 50 of every non-perishable food item on the list. Literally. So he put 50 meals together minus the turkey. And we got the turkeys. So that was all. Oh, that wasn't a paid hunt. That was my uncle's backyard. You know what I guess I can't say that. The funny thing is, he's across the street from his house, actually. So he hunted across the street from his house. And because I was there and another friend of his was down at the house, and we were all... so he put me on one stand, put his buddy in the other stand. He's like, I'll just hunt across the street. He goes, I got permission. 2 years ago, he goes, I hunted over there one time. So he shot an 8-pointer. Then the next day, shot an 8-pointer. Then the next day, I shot an 8-pointer. All from the exact same seat. Wild. A lot of deer down there in Virginia. Yeah, so it's a good plate. I mean, I told him if he lives there, I'll come back next year, because he's talking about moving. He loves it there. His wife, not so much. She's a socialite, and she likes having more human interaction. I told her, I said, I'm an extrovert myself. Put me in a situation, I'll just be talking to people. That's what I do. And that's how she is, but she needs to have, like, people to interact with. And I told her, I said, I get that from here. So I told her to come on here. I said, come on here, talk to me. I'll get you some socializing that way, and then you can stay living there so I can keep hunting down there. Because it's the area, it's very Yellowstone-esque. When you're there in this valley, and you just look out, it's just, I mean, it's right off of 81, so it's essentially the same mountain range where we're in here. But it's awesome. Oh, okay. Yeah, he lived in Virginia he moved to Virginia for work. Then he moved to Massachusetts. Then he moved back down to Virginia. Then he was in South Carolina. Then he was back to Virginia. Then another place in Virginia. And so I've hunted at like 3 different houses that he had down there. I hadn't been to this one. He's only been there, I think, 1.5 years at this house. And I went down. I told him if he's still there next year, I'm going back down. I promised him. So, we'll see. But
what do we got here? All right, some expired milk.
we won't be drinking that today, boys and girls. I mean, I hadn't. It's been years since I was down there. Because he bounced around and stuff, and I just hadn't been down there. He was in South Carolina, then he had property in Virginia, and he built a little carriage house there. It was basically a garage with an apartment above it. I wasn't at that house. But there's a lot of deer down there. A lot. And there's not a lot of hunters. So, like, when you buy a license, it comes with 5 deer tags. You can shoot 2 a day. That's the rule. So, anyway. It was bad. The weather was bad. It was super, super windy like it was on the entire East Coast. And it was too hot the first 2 days. The first day I didn't see anything. The second day, morning, I didn't see anything. Then I went for a walk. I actually jumped one. I got that one. Then I didn't see anything at night. And then the next morning, he took me where he was the 2 days before. And I got that buck. And if I would have, and then at night, I didn't even go out at night because I twisted my ankle bad. And I'm like, I'm not hiking back up this hill. I'm not going out tonight. He had deer to cut up, so he's like, whatever. And then the next day, the day I left, it was 26 degrees. It was by far the coldest morning there. And I left, and I was driving, and he called me when I was on my way home, and I said, dude, there was deer everywhere this morning. It was cold. They were moving big time. And I said, it was like 5 miles maybe from his driveway to the, I don't know, 21. I don't remember what the number is, but you turn on that and then you go 20 miles till you hit 81. So it's like 4.5, 5 miles till you get to this route that takes you up to 81. And in that 4.5, 5 miles, I think I saw 20 deer, and I almost hit 2 on the road, and they were both buck. They were running everywhere. And he said all day long, he goes, I was just sitting in my house. He was in his shed cutting up deer meat, and he goes, I'd walk out of the shed and I'd look, and there was just deer in the yard. They were everywhere. They were moving all day. So I left it day early, but I had to come home for Give a Gobbler. Great cause. I did get 2 deer, which was my hope, because I didn't get anything in archery season this year, and so it was good. It was all good. I got that taken care of. Give a Gobbler taken care of. My garage looks like I got robbed. It's empty, wildly empty. I don't know how we're going to outdo this next year, but we have to. Whatever. That's what we got to do. If I got to remortgage my house, then so be it. That's what we got to do. Because we blew it up this year. And Trooper Tony said we if we were eligible for the trophy, we would have won the trophy. He said we did them with what we brought. So I don't know how they could judge it possibly, but anyway. Pistachio Martini is vanilla vodka, pistachio liqueur, creme de cacao, half and half, and simple syrup. Cheers. Okay, that's super good. Jesus, that's good. That just tastes like that's just like a milkshake. It's not a very strong pistachio taste. Hello, Beth. You can taste it a little bit. It really just tastes like a super magnificent milkshake. God damn, that's good. Anyway, we got 2 more days and a weekend. Wait, is Thanksgiving this week already? Next week? Like a week from tomorrow? Yeah, it is. Alrighty, here we go. So I got 2 days of work, then a weekend. He asked me if I want to work Saturday. I'll work Saturday if he's paying overtime. I'm not working Saturday for straight pay. No interest in that. And then Thanksgiving's Thursday. Friday we leave for deer camp for a week. And Jared's going with me. So it's me and my stepson for a week at deer camp, which will be awesome. Last year he came, but he left Wednesday morning. So this year he's coming for the whole week, so we're driving together. So we have a lot of bonding time, which I'm excited about. I'm actually very excited about all that. And hopefully we get some deer. Hopefully he gets a deer. He's gotten 2 deer so far in his young hunting career. I think he now realizes that hunting is called hunting, not killing. Because I don't want to say it's hard, but it's not guaranteed, and it's hello, Kathy. And yeah, so I think he's starting to understand that you got to put time in the woods. The problem with deer camp is some of the fellas that go to deer camp like to go to deer camp to drink, which is also fine. We drink when we're there. We definitely don't shy away from the drinking, but I go there to hunt too. I want to fill my freezer. If it was up to me, I would never buy meat. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that. We buy quarter steer. I'd buy my quarter steer and that's it. I would never buy any other meat the rest of the year. It would be venison, salmon. I guess that's it. Elk, maybe, if I got an elk tag. That would probably last a couple years. Hello, Dana. Anyway, apparently we had a bunch of new people join the group today. Listen, I know Doc plugs the hell out of us. I never know how much of a difference it makes. Today it seemed like it made a difference. There was a bunch of people that joined the group, so that was cool. I met some people, like I met some new people. I met some group people that I had never met before. That literally was like, oh, I have to come and meet you because, I see you all the time. I see what you do, whatever. And that's really cool. Like, I really, really enjoy, especially putting names with faces. Because people I see on lives all the time that I've never met. And one of them came up to me and introduced themselves to me today, which was fantastic. Anyway, this is called Fat Cat. I don't know why. Amaretto, banana liqueur, and Irish cream. It's called Fat Cat. I don't have any idea why. Amaretto, banana liqueur, Irish cream. That's a good one. Listen, Callie, please, Blythe, however you want to say it. Please. You missed it. You missed it tonight. She likes creamy drinks. Those were creamy drinks. They were both awesome. I'm making another one right now. Screw it. This one's got Kahlua in it, Kelly. It's right up your alley. And I am not a fan. But we'll see. This is the last one for sure. I will say this. My ankle feels much better. I was so worried. I twisted my ankle so bad my foot's purple. Not my whole foot, just along the bottom and front across my toes. It's bad. I heard it it didn't pop, but it made a noise. I knew it was something damaged. I knew it was severely damaged. And I tried to walk it off, and it was rough. And then we went back to the house, and then I actually went walking out through the field. I thought, well, I'm just going to go walk, see if I can't shoot another deer. And I figured maybe I could loosen my foot up a little bit. Might have been a bad idea. I don't know. But then I thought, and I wasn't really thinking about it, and I'm like, shit, we're ending up going to deer camp in like a week from now. My foot might be jacked up for deer camp. Oh, there you go. Frangelico, gone. Keith Maury. I don't know if I have another one of those. And then I got up in the morning. I couldn't walk. I actually came down my uncle's steps backwards because it was easier to walk down because I woke up in the middle and then I had to go to the bathroom. I couldn't walk down the steps. It hurt so bad and it was loud. Like it's an old house, so the steps make noise. So I was trying to be as quiet as I could, and I couldn't. So I turned around backwards and back down the steps. It was 1,000 times easier. I still went one step at a time, but it didn't hurt. So I woke up, I think, at 5 in the morning to leave. I mean, I didn't necessarily wake up at 5 in the morning to leave. I woke up at 5 in the morning, so that's when I left. And I walked down the steps backwards. I stopped at Walmart. The first Walmart I came to that was open. It was like 5 after 6. Well, it was the first Walmart I came to. and it also was open. And I hobbled in. I got out of my car. There was a cart there. So I grabbed the cart. I used it as a walker. Got myself in there. I looked for an ankle brace. Because they have like... I was actually looking for the old wraps. Remember the old Ace bandages that you could wrap around and then had those little metal clips that would clip it? Apparently they don't have those anymore. So then they had the pull-on ones. And I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to pull it on. I would cry. So I had to find one that I could put on there with Velcro straps that I could set my heel in and then like strap it on. That's what I found. And I couldn't get the straps closed. It was that swollen. One of the straps... There's two that crisscross the foot. Those did. And then there's two on the leg. Only one of them I could get. And it was literally just barely hanging on. So I put that on. Drove home 7 hours from there. And by the time I got home, it felt a little better. And then I cold plunged. And I kid you not, when I walked back from the cold plunge... because I obviously took it out to cold plunge. When I walked back from the cold plunge, I didn't even have a limp. All the swelling was gone. It subsequently came back after that. But. So, I tried soaking it in a bucket of water. It is not the same. I don't know why. But I did cold plunge again today. And it feels like it made a substantial gain in healing. I don't know what the terminology for that is, but... Anyway, I only got 8 days to get ready for deer camp. And deer camp is more walking than I did this past week. So I need to get my shit together. So there you go. I got a freezer to fill. I got mouths to feed around this place. Especially since I got the word that that Jensen likes venison chip steak. So we might chip a whole deer. All right, this is called Heartstrings. If I can get that little kid to eat meat and it's venison, that's the healthiest thing he's ever eaten his whole life. All right, Heartstrings is Irish cream, amaretto, frangelico, Kahlua, and milk. I just had whoever. I wonder if anybody commented. I don't see any comments. Maybe they didn't. Anyway, Heartstrings, Irish cream, amaretto, frangelico, Kahlua, milk. Cheers. God damn it, that one's good too. Holy hell. Kelly, you missed it tonight. I'm replaying these drinks in my head. To think if they could compete for March Madness. So basically, in my head, what I think is, could that drink beat the Grasshopper? For me, it couldn't, but I love the Grasshopper. Kelly would pick that over the Grasshopper 1,000%. All right. Oh, yeah, that was the last drink on the paper, so now we finished the paper, too. All right, so, give a gobbler in the books. My garage is empty. It's time to start collecting boxes and fill it again, because I ran out of boxes, which was... I couldn't in a million years imagine we were going to run out of boxes. If you'd have seen what my garage looked like before we started collecting food, you would have never guessed that we would use all those boxes. Those boxes were piled on that table, I think 5 boxes high. They were either 4 or 5 wide. I can't remember. And they were like 6 deep. And it took me a lot longer to load the trailer than I thought it was going to this morning. I was late to meet Josh. And then when we got to Walmart, apparently no one knew we were coming. I don't know. It was a weird misunderstanding when we went to pick up the turkeys. And it wasn't a big deal. We probably got delayed a half an hour. But we filled, when we got there, they emptied all of our stuff into the truck, and the truck was full, and they had to leave and go get a new truck. I mean, they brought 2 trucks and a trailer. So they took that truck that they first filled, they took it back, they pulled the second truck into position, then they filled that truck, then they pulled the trailer into position. By the time the trailer was full, the first truck had been taken back, unloaded, and brought back, and then they started filling that truck again. So apparently that was a record. And so we were part of that. When I say we, I mean that is not just everyone that donated food. That is not everyone that Venmoed money. That is everyone that ever did anything in the last year, because that's where all this comes from. So that's everybody that met us at any of the events we were at and bought any of our merchandise, or bought a duck for Spoonapalooza, or bought a Super Bowl block in the Super Bowl block pools that we sell, or invited your friend to the group, and then your friend did any of those previously mentioned things. All of these things are ways that this works, and all of these things are very important. So I know that somebody told me they don't see anything from our group anymore, and I said, well, then it must be out of your algorithm, because that's not to say that you don't like what we do or don't follow it, but when you see a post on the group, just hit the like button. If you hit the like button on posts from the group over and over and over again, that's what you'll see. That's how algorithms work. Whatever it is that you like and comment on, that's what you see more of. That's how it works. So if you want to see more of Team Spoonman, make sure you like and comment on Team Spoonman stuff. It's that simple. There's not rocket science. The other thing you can do is go directly to Team Spoonman. Just click on your thing. This is what I do. I go on Facebook, I hit groups, and I hit Team Spoonman, and I go to Team Spoonman. Because, to be quite honest with you, I don't really give a shit much else what's on Facebook. I do scroll sometimes on there because there's a lot of things, sometimes friends post something that I would love to, go through whatever. But, that I'm just saying, if you want to see more of what we do, you have to comment and like things you see in our group. That's the best way to keep it in your algorithm. That's all I can tell you. I'm not saying you have to. I don't, whatever. If you do, that's awesome. But people told me, oh, I don't see your stuff anymore. Well, if you don't see the stuff anymore, that means you didn't like it or comment on it. And so now, that has been disappeared from your algorithm. That's just how algorithms work. I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid until I actually heard an interview with, what's his name? Zuckerberg. And he explained how it works, and it does make sense. If they showed you every single post and not just an algorithm, and you have 1,000 friends, your brother or sister, mom, somebody might make a post that's really important, and you never see it because, listen, if it's really important, they will call you. But you get my point. They can make the post that's important, and then 600 of your friends make a post after that. So the only way you're going to see that one is if you scroll through 600 posts, which is pretty crazy. But anyway, so yeah, so there's that. But anyway, thank you for everyone that contributed in any way, shape, or form to anything we did all year long, because all of that culminates in what happens from now until the end of the year. Because from now until the end of the year, all the money that's been accumulated from everything we did all year long gets donated to someone somewhere, because that's what it is. I don't keep anything. We keep some money, obviously, because we have to keep buying inventory and paying postage for shipping and doing different things like that. And there's Lisa. Lisa, the next thing is Wreaths Across America. We got not even 2 weeks left on that. December 1st. I think she said December 1st. Am I right? December 1st, is that the deadline? I talked to Josh today about it, and Josh said, let's do it. And he has an idea. I don't know how his idea is going to work, but he's got a detail shop. He sells gift certificates. People buy gift certificates for auto detailing, waxing, whatever. And he said something to the effect of, if somebody buys a gift certificate, he would buy a wreath. Now, there's only a couple days left, so I don't know how many gift certificates he's going to sell. And I don't know how serious he is about doing that or whatever. I'm probably going to message him as soon as this is over, possibly call him, and tell him if that's his plan, if he wants to do that, and he is going to generously buy a wreath for every gift certificate that's purchased between now and that date, then I will also buy a wreath also. So we'll buy 2 for everything. I think that's what he said. But we didn't. He had to leave. He has work. He has his own business. So everybody always says, oh, if you have your own business, that's awesome. You can make your own schedule. Right. It's really awesome. Except for when you have your own business and a bunch of employees, you got to, it's not as easy as that. Hello, Monster Snyder. Anyway, Give a Gobbler was a wild success. Oh, Trooper Tony gave me a coin, which was cool as shit. I gave him a coin. I had coins in both pockets. Hello, Uncle Sarah Weeder. I had the coins that we send out in the packages that says thank you for your service, and then I had the other coins that say supports the troops. Because there's a couple people like Josh. I wanted to give Josh a coin. I thought I gave him one already. I wasn't positive. I did. So, but anyway, I had some in my pockets. So I gave some to the other police officers from Palmer or from Lee Heighton and Jim Thorpe. If anybody didn't see the live when Lee Heighton, listen, when Lee Heighton Police Department showed up, they brought the fucking Lee Heighton High School marching band. That as soon as the band came around the corner, I'm just like, I have never felt so defeated in my life. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. I'm like, I said, and then the truck and trailer comes around behind that. I was like, listen, I don't give a shit if that trailer's empty. They won. They brought a band. So then I said, listen, if there's a stage here next year with live music, it's their fault. Because now, how am I supposed to beat that? Unless we can get a college band, which is much bigger. Unless we can get like PSU or some big ass college band to come and play, or maybe I could like if we get the Pittsburgh Steelers drum line. I don't think we could get them out here, but if we could, something like that maybe. Otherwise than not, I said we're setting up stage. So then, damn it, I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name. Gosh damn, I should remember. It starts with an M. His company. Mystic Mountain Productions. I can't remember his name. I apologize. But Mystic Mountain Productions, he was there. And I told him, and he's like, I'm in, dude. I'll set the stage. They already got it planned out. We might set a stage up there and have a band. And I told him, I'll get CW to come up there and play. And he's got to learn Spoon Man. Because when we come around the corner, he's going to have to play Spoon Man. That's the only thing. He's got to do it live. So, it could get out of hand. It could get wildly out of hand. But this is where we are right now, okay? What time is it? Give a Gobbler is approximately 7 hours in the books. And the logistics are already coming into effect for next year's Give a Gobbler. That's what this is. That's where we're at right now. I will not be outdone by... They brought a marching band. I'm telling you, I've never felt so defeated in my life. It was awesome. When that band came around the corner, it was like... I looked at Doc. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I'm like, this is ridiculous. That was unbelievable. Like, absolutely. I can't. I don't even. That's so far outside the box. I can't even. I don't have the bandwidth to be that imaginative. The stage in a band would be fun, but it's not the same as because. Unless you're going to set all that shit up and the band's going to play one song when you come in, and then that's it. Nobody else gets to use the stage or the band. It's not you know what I mean? It's not the same effect. So I don't know what we're going to do. I talked about renting a blimp. You know, seeing if we can get an army tank to show up. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I do know. Ooh, wait a minute. I just thought of something. We could just make a parade. We had 3 vehicles today. We could just make a bigger parade. Hello, Natasha. It's Rocky and Bullwinkle Day. Speaking of Natasha. And, yeah, so anyway, today was a good day. Like I said, I met some new people. I met some people who are in our group who I had never met before, and they were like, you know, I'm on Spoon Man. I hear Spoon Man all the time and there was other people that aren't on Team Spoon Man, but they're like, I hear Doc talking about Team Spoon Man all the time on the radio show, and then I saw you, so I had to come and meet you, and absolutely, come on up. I love it. I love what we do. It's fun. It's very rewarding, especially on a day like today, when you get somebody like Mark Bayless to get, I don't want to say misty-eyed, but you could see it. We got to him. and that's cool. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, that's just really, really awesome. It was a very good day. Great turnout. And now I got a little bit of anxiety about how we're going to do this next year. Because we have to. We can't not. I mean, are you kidding me? I don't know what's going on with my phone right now. Hello, Tammy. Oh yeah, Tammy. I got to meet Justin today, Tammy's son, and he could not have been a more. He was exactly. I don't know what made me have this impression. I had an impression that he was a shy. I had an impression that he was shy. There's zero basis for this. Just, I don't know. I saw, you see, I've only ever seen pictures or posts that his mom has made on Facebook. He was a service member of the month for us. I don't know. It was a long time. It might have been December. I met his mom at Give a Gobbler 2 years ago. That's how I found out that he was in the military. She joined the group. We got his information. We sent him a package. It was before we had coins, so I knew he was going to be there because she made a comment the other day and I said, make sure you send him to Give a Gobbler because I want to shake his. I said I wanted to give him a hug, and I gave him a hug, and but I was able to give him a coin because he was one of the people that we sent a package to before we had coins. So I got to give him a coin. I got to meet him. I got my picture taken. I got someone to take a picture of us together. And he could not have been more nice, pleasant, respectful, personable. Just absolutely a fantastic kid, for real. And he's I guess he's going to join the National Guard. He's going to go into the National Guard now from permanent duty, and he is going to the State Police Academy in July, I think. So he's going to continue to serve. Or I don't know if State Police Academy. He's going to Police Academy. I don't know if it's state or local or whatever, but either way, he's a fantastic kid. I'm glad I got to meet him, and it was just cool. It's just it literally made my day. I saw him. When the Jim Thorpe truck pulled up, he got his, they stopped, and I was talking to Doc, and I saw him, and I'm like, that's Justin. Like I was all but positive it was him. And I walked right up to him, and I said, Justin, I put my hand out, and he said, yep. And I grabbed his hand, and then I hugged him. And he said, yeah, my mom told me that I better say hi to you. So that was cool. That literally made my day. Like, it's very simple things like that. And it didn't have anything to do with anything other than the fact that he was a service member of the month. We sent out, I don't remember. We got to be in the 140-ish, 150 packages we sent out total since the inception of this between active duty service members and veterans. And, I'm lucky if I met 10% of them. Maybe more. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I didn't meet many of them. A bunch of them came here to the house, which was so awesome. Hey, where do you live? I want to come and say hi and thank you, whatever. I'm like, God damn. And like I said, we had, who was it? Richard Workman. Yesterday, when I was driving home from Virginia, my phone rings and I'm just like, hello? It was Richard Workman. He called me. He called me to say thank you. Because if someone's not on Facebook, what I started doing was I put my name and my phone number on there. So if you've ever been recognized by us, I want you to have if you want my phone number, I want you to be able to contact me if you need something, whatever it is. Also, there's people that aren't on Facebook. There's people that don't use Facebook, Messenger, whatever, and so I'd like to know that people got the package. And I would like them to know, give me a call if they want to. But he called me and said, thanks for the package. And that's it. He called. He's like, hey, this is, he said, I got your package. He goes, I love what you guys are doing. He goes, keep up the good work. I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm like, well, thank you for your service, sir. And then I was like, he's like, okay, bye. Like, it was that simple. Made my day. So, anyhow, give a gobbler's over. Now we start for next year. I gotta start going through some stuff because I gotta see where we're at for the year. We got to we got to outdo last year. I know I think we are. I mean, you figure with all the food and everything we did today, that's got to be a. I mean, that's got to be a $10,000 day, something like that. I know it was funny because they were counting. They have like a little donation. They have a bucket there, and then people come all day long, handing them money, checks, whatever. And they were talking about it, and they're like, "Oh man, I think we got." They were like discussing whether they had $4,000 or $5,000. Sorry, Kelly. And I'm like, what were you saying? They're like, oh, we're counting money. They're like, we have like, we might have $5,000. I'm like, I know you got more than that because I wrote a check for $5,000. And they're like, what? And they're like, where is it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I gave it to. I said I gave it to Trooper Tony. I said then he gave it to Doc. I said so maybe Doc has it. I don't know, but it was in the envelope. They just didn't. Someone else put it in there and they didn't realize it. It's all good, all taken care of. They were, I think, donations today. They were over $12,000 in checks and cash donations and gift cards. And then, like I said, the food donations were off the chart. I mean, like I said, they took the first box truck home, unloaded it, and brought it back. The second truck was loaded and left, and then they had a trailer. The trailer was loaded and left. And then the first box truck came back again. So I think they could stack it higher if they wanted to. But, people show up with, if you will go to Walmart or whatever and you buy a case of cans, they're in these little short-sided boxes. They're not very sturdy. And everything comes in those. I keep all these boxes and I pack everything in there and I pack them. Like I pack like I'm the president of the OCD club. So I put all the stuff in all the boxes, and then if it's this far, if it's like an inch and a half from the top of the box, the 1 pound bags of rice, if you lay them on the top, you can make it so the lids, so you have to like push the lids to get it to close tight, which means you can stack the boxes and the boxes won't crush because they're packed solid top to bottom. That's how I keep them in the garage. So yeah. I said all the boxes I had, just you could pile them 8 feet high to the top of the truck. You're not going to crush them. Anyway, it was a fantastic day. It feels good. It feels so good to know that we're doing something real good for the veterans who paved the way for us to be here. I'm very curious. This is bugging the shit out of me. I gotta turn my other phone on quick. Look, I can't even find my live again. Stupid Facebook. Yeah, okay. So there's 1,000 comments. None of them I got. God damn, I hate this stupid Facebook. He appreciated your package so much when he got it. They showed the trailer unloading on 2822 News at 6. Allentown Police Academy. Oh, Allentown Police Academy. That's cool. We by far made the biggest dent. One full truck by the group. Just about. Alright. Yeah, I didn't see any of those comments. Facebook aggravates the shit out of me. Anyway. Yeah. We did good today. I'll never forget the first time. It's funny because I was talking to Trooper Tony, actually. And I said, Doc was talking about this event specifically, and he said, oh, we do this to benefit the troops or whatever, he said. Oh, no, it wasn't this. Wait, no, it was Freedom Fest. No, maybe it was, I don't fucking remember. Maybe it was I don't remember. But he made a comment. Oh my God, I can't stop yawning. He made a comment about something for the troops. And he was Facebook Live. This is 2.5 years ago, whatever. And I commented on the post and I said, Team Spoonman approved. And then he read the comment and he goes, what the hell is Team Spoonman? He was at the studio in Palmerton when he was right on Delaware Avenue. And then I commented, somebody else, a couple of different people commented. And he's like, I got to look into this Team Spoonman. And then he used to be at CBI like every Wednesday or something. I think it was maybe me and my work there even. So I went out like the next week or whatever, and Todd Bablavi was there. And Todd Bablavi had told him what we do, briefly. So I went out to CBI because I knew he was going to be there, and I knew Todd was going to be there. So I went out there, sat with Todd, and then he came by, and I introduced myself. And he's like, holy shit, and I said, I came here to meet you. I said, I just, and then he invited me on his show, and I was a guest on his show. We talked about Team Spoonman, and then Keith had me on the podcast. And then a couple months after that, I co-hosted the podcast, and then we just been, I don't know, we're friends, but we've been friendly ever since. And so I enjoy this event. I got Tony's phone number now, so I don't know if that's a get out of jail free card or not, but maybe if I get pulled over a speeding ticket in the Hazleton area, I can flash around Tony and throw Tony's name out there, but anyway, it's a great event, and I appreciate those guys putting it together. I appreciate Giant for hosting it and also contributing because they donate 200 turkeys themselves. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't, whatever. Sure, you want to win. Listen. Everybody gets trophy shit. I'm not into that. Everybody that's winning isn't everything. That's a bunch of losers saying that bullshit. You want to win, all right? Stop it. But at the end of the day, Valor's who wins. Our veterans are who wins. And so if me pushing back makes the Lehighton Police Department push harder so they collect more stuff, like those guys come with boxes all over the place. And unfortunately, I guess Palmerton didn't have a good turnout because Palmerton Police Department didn't even show up. And I said, like I would put boxes out in I would go to the local businesses in town and say, hey, can we put a box here collecting canned food goods for Valor or whatever? But I'm not going to do that because Palmerton's in this competition with all these other police departments. So I'm not going to do that. Well, then they didn't come today because I guess they said they didn't have anything donated. So what's up, Brody? So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. We do pretty well just me working here out of my garage. But it would be awesome if we could get it bigger. I don't know what we're going to do next year though. I got to talk to Gwen. We need more events. I got to get Gwen to start firing up events down there at Slayton because we got to start making money. Because we got to, if you're going to keep doing better every year. And Doc's like, you don't have to do better. You just keep doing. He goes, you don't have to do what you did now. And I'm like, no, I don't work like that. Does anybody want to go to work and make the same amount of money forever, their whole life? No, nobody wants. Everyone wants to make more money the next year. I don't think that's abnormal thought process or behavior. Maybe it is. I don't think so though. I feel like that's just human nature. Bigger, better, faster, stronger. Anyway, for everyone who helped, which, like I said, helping doesn't mean that you brought food to the house. Helping doesn't mean that you Venmoed money for this event specifically. Here, I'll tell you right now. I got the total right here. $1,765 was Venmoed. Now that's a substantial amount of money. That's not chump change, okay? $1,765 was Venmoed to me. That's fantastic. This is no, but we wrote them a check for $5,000. So take $5,000 minus $1,765, and the rest of that $5,000 had to be made somewhere. And that's, like I said, it's Spoonapalooza, it's Super Bowl block pools, it's selling merchandise at events. It's everything we do all year long. It's everything we do all year long that culminates into this time of year, this function, and this initiative. So don't feel bad. I got countless text messages from people, especially this time of year. Christmas is coming. Times are tough. I'd love to help. I can't. I got all that. You don't have to invite your friends to the group. Comment on posts, like posts, and keep doing what you do. I'm telling you, people show up at an event in March and they buy a T-shirt, or they buy a jar of hot sauce, or they buy a jar of honey. When they buy hot sauce and honey, we make $3 or something. It's nothing, but it's stacking pennies. You just keep stacking pennies. You just keep stacking pennies, and at the end of the year, you got $20,000 worth of pennies stacked. I don't know if we're gonna hit $20,000, but last year we did just over 12. I can't imagine we're gonna be over 12 for 1,000% because today was a $10,000 day. So, that is what it is. That's what we're doing. That's what we do. That's why I do this. That's why I sacrifice weekends and Saturdays to set up a stand down at the Slatington Farmers Market. And sometimes they're awesome days and sometimes they're shitty days. And sometimes we go to events and I'm just like, shit, we shouldn't have came here, because it just was put all this time and effort into it, and you made $100 or whatever it is. But almost every event we go to, we get somebody signed up for Veteran of the Month or Service Member of the Month. We get new members joining the group, and it's just all of these things help and grow and culminate us to what's going on right now. So I'll keep doing it, y'all keep doing it, and we'll keep doing it together. And then at the end of the year, we can, feel like we've accomplished something. That's all I got. So, anyway, again, thank you all for participating in what we do, in what we did today, and in what we do all year long that makes today possible. Because, like I said, those are all critical things. And I can't believe hunting season is a week and a half away. Hello, Stephen Becker. All right, that's all I got. Papa out from the home office. And like I said, listen, we're here all year long. Somebody just messaged me today, which was awesome. Hey, do you have, what color sweatshirts do you have? Listen, just like forever, if y'all want something, give me a call. Come on out. I'll go through, I'll open every box. I'll go through all the stuff we have, whatever. If you come out here and buy a t-shirt, I'm ecstatic. You're not bothering me. That's what we say with Reese every day. Exactly. Kathy, I'm working on something for that right now. I'm working on something for Reese. I got to talk to Josh. Actually, I might message Josh right now. What time is it? Oh, it's Wednesday. See, I keep thinking it's like, I don't want to bother him on a Sunday night, but it's not Sunday. It's Wednesday. I'm so confused. Yeah, we got to get Reese bumping. Reese Across America. Go in the featured post. Featured post Team Swimman, Reese Across America. There's a link in there. There's a post in there from Nikki Snyder Fox, which is Monster Sister. Go on the post, and you can click down, and you choose your cemetery. You want to choose Cedar Hill Memorial Cemetery in Allentown. It's PACHAT, all in capital letters, Cedar Hill Memorial. If you click on that, Key Bank, that's where she works, Key Bank, for every wreath you buy, they will match with a $5 donation towards another wreath. So basically, wreaths are $17. So if you bought 3 wreaths, you'd almost have bought a fourth wreath for free. If you know what I mean? So I was waiting for the special to come out. This special. I don't know if whatever this not incentive reward, whatever you want to call it. This key bank's doing this, okay? So I was waiting to buy more wreaths until because I knew this was coming, but it just was they kept like pushing it off. I think because they came out with it's a good idea, and now all of a sudden they got 2,100 cemeteries that are under their that they have this program for. So it started out with a matching wreath, then it was half a match. Now it's $5 per wreath, but that's okay because if 4 people buy a wreath, you got one wreath for free and a couple dollars towards the next one, and it's stacking pennies. That's what it is. So anyway, last week I bought 100 wreaths. So whatever that's worth, I don't know. I know they're way short of the goal, way short, but everyone is. I talked to Lisa. I don't want to say regularly, but I mean, now it gets closer. You start crunching, well, where we at? What's going on? I messaged her when I was in Virginia. She said they were 2,700. The goal's 5,000. Okay, so they're barely even half. She's like, we're never gonna get there, but she goes, if we can get to 3,000, I'm like, you're gonna get to 3,000. I'm like, if I have to spend $5,000 to get your 3,000, we're getting to 3,000. That's for damn sure. But Josh has an idea. There's only a couple days left. There's only not even 2 weeks left, so I got to get on this. But anyway, I'm going to work with Josh on something. Everything that we did today, by the time I talked to Lisa, everything that was done today had already been set up. Everything was paid for, everything was set up, everything was ready to go. All we had to do was pick the turkeys up today. So the people that kept Venmoing me money, I already had enough allotted for what we were going to do. So whatever money got sent to me goes back into the pool, and then we take out of the pool and do something else with it. So I'm definitely going to buy some more wreaths again, and we'll do what we can. Because I know we had the discussion after I think the first year. It's a super moving ceremony, but then you go like to give a gobbler, and then you talk to Mark. And you realize what Mark's doing for our actual homeless veterans that are here, that are still with us and struggling. And then you're like, well, why are we donating money to Wreaths Across America when that's just, they're not here anymore. So I don't, you know what I mean? Like I think we can do all of these things. And so that's, that's critical to me. What you got to understand is I understand that they're not here with us anymore, but they absolutely paved. They're the reason why we're here. They paved the way for this. The only reason the country's here is because of veterans. And if you don't think that's true, pardon my language, but you can fuck all the way off. I'm that passionate about our veterans. So if you're going to say that the country could be what it is and where it is today without the veterans, go away. You don't need to be here. This group isn't for you. That's all I'm saying. This is the only thing this is my passion. This is what we do. This is who we take care of. They took care of us. We're taking care of them to the best of my ability. Maybe that's not, maybe that's not enough, but that's my feelings. And you will never, ever, ever pull me off of that. So that's like I said, I'm going to do everything I can to take care of all the veterans and active duty service members we can actively. And I also want to make sure we can remember all the ones who are no longer with us. And I think that's important. I do. And, we can't do all of it. All right. We can't, I told Lisa, I'm like, you're 2,000 wreaths short. That's $34,000. Okay. I can't swing $34,000. But I said, if we'll buy another 10 or 15 or 60 or 50 or more, I mean, I bought 160 so far. And the first 60 was buy one, get one half. So that was 90. And then this was, for everyone you buy, you got $5. So that's $500 more. I don't know where $500, I don't know how many more that buys. I can't do that math in my head. $17 is not a round number. But that's where I stand on this. This Team Spoonman group is a military support group. So if you don't think that the military should be supported in every way, shape, or form, then this is not the group for you. And if I, excuse my language, say fuck off, well then that's what it is, you know. But I don't think that is an issue, because I think everybody that's here understands what we do, and everybody that's here is trying to pull the rope in the same direction. So we'll do what we can. Like I said, Josh had an idea he sells gift certificates for his shop. He does car auto detailing, paintless dent removal, scratches. He does all kinds of stuff. Ceramic coating. He's actually quite fancy, to be quite honest with you. But anyway, he was talking about saying, hey, we'll do something for Reese. So I got to talk to him, because Reese is fast approaching. I think December 1st is the deadline. So basically you got 12, 13 days. That's it. So if he's going to do something, we got to get on it now. But we're going to try that. I got to reach out to him. And but anyway, appreciate Josh. Everything that he donated today was sick. Joe Rodriguez and Bowmanstown Bike Night, because Joe's my buddy, but Bowmanstown Bike Night is his thing that he runs, and that is a non-profit group. So listen, Bowmanstown Bike Night is just it's food trucks and vendors. That's what it is. It's not a bike thing. You don't need a bike to come. You can just show up. I think there might have been. It's live music, like there was like 12 or 15 different food trucks this year, and I got a pizza. And I told the lady, put all the meat on it, whatever you got. It was absolutely fantastic. I'm not joking. Is a food truck pizza. It was magical. Our motto is remember, honor, and teach. Once their name is no longer said, they are not remembered or honored. Well, that's going to make me cry, Kathy. That's heavy. I didn't need to read that just now. This is Kathy. See, now I got another function. I'm remortgaging my house to make sure they get enough wreaths down there. Anyway, Wreaths Across America. We got 12 or 13 days left, something like that. We got to get pumping on this. Cedar Hill Memorial. Go on listen. If you buy one wreath, these people right here, Kathy, Lisa, these are the salt of the earth people. If you go in there and buy a wreath, they're going to be like, if you go on there and you buy one wreath, these people will act like you created plutonium out of nothing. That's how appreciative they are. I cannot. Kathy, Kathy, never apologize for being patriotic. Never. Don't ever, ever, ever. I can't. Trust me, if there was a way that I could raise enough money to do everything we do and take care of that and I would. I don't know how much bandwidth I have left. I am already at a point where I'm like, I realize when I retire from work, if I can do that, I don't know. I don't even know if I can retire. I actually think to myself now how much like side work I do and how much of the money that I make on side jobs gets donated to Team Spoonman. If I quit working, I wouldn't be doing side work, and then I wouldn't be able to donate the money that I do, which means I wouldn't be able to do all the stuff I do. So I'm probably not going to be able to retire. Because I was very excited to think, you know what, if I get enough money put away, I can retire from work and then just focus on Team Spoonman. But if I retire, I won't have all the money to do all the stuff that I do for Team Spoonman. So it's a strange little pickle old Papaw's in over here. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see. But Wreaths Across America is very important. We got to get on that. I got to turn this phone off because it's distracting me. And that's our next push for the next 2 weeks. So if you get sick of hearing me talk about Wreaths Across America, I apologize. But I'm going to. Because we gotta pump this up. The problem is we did Tales of Valor, And then we had Give a Gobbler, and now we got and they're all stacked right next tight to each other, and so it's hard to push 3 things at one time. Maybe we need to do one of those fundraising telethons. That would be fun. Well, Jenny Tunnell, she works at Blue Ridge Winery, and she messaged me a week or 2 ago, and so they were having a basket raffle out there, like in memory of somebody, or in something like that. I don't know if it's an in memory thing or whatever. And she said, "Hey, would you?" And all the profits went to Valor. She goes, "Would you be interested?" And I'm like, 1,000%. So I gave her some I gave her some stuff to have there, and then I think Carissa, her name was, that was running it. She reached out to me and thanked me for what we did. She goes, "I had no idea you did this stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, like you give money to Valor, like I'm all in. I'm all in. Whatever we got to do." So then I said to Jenny, "What if we did like something like that for?" Because they said they made like a couple grand, like $2,000. I'm like, what if we did something like that for Team Spoodman? Like had a basket raffle. That would be cool. She said, she said, we probably have a good chance we do it in the off season. I don't know what that means. I guess that's got to be winter. Because I don't know, I guess, because summertime's probably at the winery, summertime's a zoo. So it's probably have to be a winter thing. You know, we could do that. We could scramble together. I don't know how good I would be going like from business to business asking for donations for a basket raffle. I'm not good at that. I'm good at put my fucking head down and digging. You tell me, here's what we got to do, and if you could make this work by working harder, that's my specialty. Let me fucking get after it, whatever it is. That's where I thrive. Asking other people to donate things is, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I don't even like when people come and they offer to make donations. I don't like it. I'm like, how about if you just buy a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or something? But some people are like, listen, I don't wear sweatshirts. How about if I just give you a donation? Or, you know, they're at an event, their total is $50. They hand me $3.20 and they're like, keep the change. That's, you know, stuff like that's cool. I really appreciate all those sorts of things. I'm just not good at asking for that because, it just makes me uncomfortable. I'd like to, think or devise some way to create donations without asking for donations, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's me. That's just me. And some people are just more than comfortable to just go up and ask somebody, "Hey, can we do this? Can we do this?" I mean, I've propositioned people where we were trying to get something out from someone, and I said, "Hey, listen, here's the deal. We're doing this." I said, "How about if, you sold us your product at your price?" So that would help us because we could buy it cheaper than anywhere else probably, and it didn't cost you anything because you're just selling it to us for what you already paid for it. So yes, you're not making any profits, but you're not losing money, and you're helping out this cause. That sort of wheeling and dealing thing is something that I'm comfortable with. But you just, everything is different. And the problem is, the best way you can make deals like that is at little mom and pop shops. Little mom and pop shops don't have the best prices. But then if you go to some big store like Giant or Walmart or whatever, these bigger stores, they can't do that. They won't do that because they're corporate. They have stock. They have shareholders who expect their stocks to continue to go up all the time. So it's a tricky little thing where we live or where we operate. So that's why my thing is hey, how about if we come up with a shirt or an idea for something, and then we sell that and we make a couple dollars off of it, and then we keep stacking pennies, or I guess stacking nickels because pennies are done. Keep your pennies. They're going to be worth a shit ton of money at some point. I've already been to Walmart's. I stopped at that Walmart in Virginia when I bought that ankle bracelet. No pennies. So if you buy something and your change is supposed to be 3 cents, they shoot you a nickel out. They just round it up, which is appreciated, I guess. All right. I gotta find more drinks. We're almost out of papers. Fuck, it's Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Sunday. God. I'm so confused. Anyway. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for everybody who contributed to Give a Gobbler today, last week, last month, and literally every single day or weekend from this time exactly 1 year ago. All of that money that was collected for everything we do. This is one of the biggest beneficiaries of what we do. So thank you all, and I'll be here tomorrow. Peace. Never apologize for being patriotic, and fuck Bruce Springsteen.